Oh my word, there's a
Hello,
ton of you wonderful
hello.
people waiting for us to go live. Tell them in the chat, Rebecca, we're going live. If you guys are seeing this replay, I don't know, it's time now. So maybe fast forward a couple minutes, we'll officially get it started.
There we go.
Like,
Okay.
we need to turn down our volume on our computer. How do we look in there, Rebecca? We look pretty
I
good?
think we look good. A little shiny, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of people rolling in and found us.
Lights.
We can start seeing, we see the chat. We're recording this. Actually, we're going live from our phone. It works out.
Is that okay if I turn that light off?
That was better. It looked better the other way, I thought. Why do you want to turn that light off?
Well, just there's so many lights on.
It was still good. It was so good with the other light on.
Okay, I'll turn it back on.
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to save electricity. I think
Oh
everyone in
my,
our
we'll
house
call you
is
Boots.
on.
All right, Boots. Put all the lights on during the webinar. Boots will forgive us. Our Forever Homestead is in there. Sue, hello. So guys, I'm glad you guys are coming. I'm glad you guys are here. How exciting. Like almost 200 people in here right now. That means almost 200 people are crazy enough to be excited about growing your own food and attending something like this on a Sunday night. Good for you guys. Welcome to the party where you're not going to feel so crazy for growing your own food. Hey, I guess is that Mike or Cindy at Part-Time Permies? I bet I got a question for you later, Cindy. I don't, going into this webinar, we do question and answers. We got some really good questions coming in, guys, like, what should I look for in a homestead if I'm moving? Should I start with pigs now, even though I'm in Idaho? What's too cold for chickens? Great questions, timely questions. How do we balance homesteading and homeschool? It is Cindy. And Mike's coming in on his own name. I think we got a question for you, Cindy, later if you need to do a little research. It's on using ashes in the garden. So, guys, a lot of times Rebecca and I do know the answer. We don't always know the answers. And when we don't know, we're sure to tell you because we don't know everything. And oftentimes, though, there's always somebody in here that knows something, isn't there? Like
Yeah.
Cindy, wonderful resource. Mike, another resource. Ken, he should be getting on here anytime if he's not here. Hey, NathanTheBomb.com is in here. Nathan, a member, has been to our place. A member. So normally, guys, this is for members. We hang out. We have a great time. We have snacks. What's our snack tonight, Beck?
It
Broth?
is chicken and lamb broth.
Ooh. Yay,
Meat
Ken's
stock.
here. Scott
It's
Burton's
meat
here.
stock, not broth.
Scott Burton is a member. Jill King is a member. These members, guys, have submitted questions beforehand. We got like 18 questions. That's a lot, and they're really good questions. We're going to go fast to cover those so we can cover some of you guys, our guests tonight. We're bringing you in on a webinar. This is something we do twice monthly with our Do-It-Yourself Abundance members. Guys, I'm going to talk to you more about that later in the show, but for now, if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave a link. I never got to put that in, but that's why we have this technical time, right, Rebecca?
Yeah.
I can update this. Can I have the thing for a bit? You're trying to chat, and I'm trying to update the thing to the show notes. I guess I could let you do this. So here's what I want you to put in the guys, I'm going to put the show notes and link to our Do-It-Yourself Abundance sales page in the show notes. Rebecca, just copy it. Oh, you can do that. Copy and paste and put that in the. You're gonna have to edit the video, so you're gonna have to leave them for a while.
Mean?
No, don't put it in there because it'll get buried. I mean, put it right here in the edit video. Do you know what I'm talking about now?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll still be able to see the chat here, and maybe you can catch up when you get back. So, all right, let's get started because we got a ton of questions here. Guys, get your snacks on. We got our broth. Cheese chips are good. Tea is good. Coffee's good.
Okay,
Doug laughs about Jonah riding a cow. Who else gets a tickle out of Jonah riding a cow? Let's warm up a little bit more here before we get right in. And
do I go back here?
If you guys, I don't know.
I saved it.
If you guys go to, I would just go right here. Oh, I don't know. Probably. And then you might close that old one out so you don't have redundancy.
Okay.
So,
I'm back.
Who here is a New Year's resolution type of people? I don't, we haven't set a New Year's resolution yet. Except maybe cold plunge.
Oh, I set one. I set that I would like to cold plunge once a week.
Okay. If you have a New Year's resolution, now's your time. Pipe it in. Let's see who's got the weirdest, most difficult New Year's resolution. You'll win. You'll win a Cheers
What are you asking?
From me and the beautiful one. What are your New Year's resolutions?
Susan Baker doesn't set resolutions.
The weirder, the
she
funnier.
Sets goals. Yeah, I don't really do resolutions. It's more of a goal, but.
Zig Ziglar says resolutions are just confessions. but just
I do.
get
My
going.
goal is
It's
to
fine.
get in the creek every week.
Yeah.
That's as far as I go. I'm not
So-
like I need to change my life.
Watch more Justin Rhodes show. I like that. Yeah, you guys shout this out. I'll try to read it for you. More goals than resolution.
Stop being a recluse.
Resolve
not to throw up all year.
Hey, you know what? Forever Homestead, get in the cold plunges. Iceman
true.
Hoff, this guy Iceman Hoff. I read it in my book last night. He does the cold plunges. He swears for it by boosting the immunity system. They gave him E. coli.
Yeah.
As an experiment.
They gave
E. coli.
him E. coli.
They injected him with E. coli.
I don't
He did
know if
not
they
throw
injected
up.
it or if he ate it. But anyways, he
I'm
got
not a
E.
doctor.
coli.
This is not medical advice.
No.
This is Iceman Hoff. Is he a doctor?
No.
No.
He's
just
an experimenter.
an
He experiments with his own body.
Danish guy, isn't he? Somewhere crazy like that. Okay. Anyways,
We're
already
he got the E. coli. He did not throw up. He did not get sick. Nothing.
losing weight. Okay, good. New Year's is to get gluten-free. Good. I'm gonna do 67,000 push-ups. I like it. That's very specific. Daniel, you do it or you
Why
don't.
that?
How
Why
many
that
is that
number?
a day?
Why that number? Because that's what
There's
I'm thinking.
365 days. No, he's not gonna do that many.
There's no way you could do that many.
Nope, he's not
Someone
gonna do
wants
it.
to harvest honey from their own hive. That's exciting.
Ooh, fun.
Prove mental health. Cold plunge is another way to also improve mental health.
What is the most, for us and for you guys, what is, maybe we should save some of these questions. Let's think about this question. We'll ask it next. We'll take a little break in a little bit and ask this question. Because I want to ask you guys questions. And what the next question I would say is, what is the most likely new animal you would get on the farm that you don't have already?
Oh.
And we'll tell you what we're most likely to get in 2020 that we
That
don't already
person
have.
wants to get a girlfriend, not go gluten-free.
Oh yeah, that's better. That's much better. Stick with the girlfriend. Keep your gluten. Okay.
That's hilarious. Somebody said something up here though that's good. That's really good. I like it.
Well, you guys, we're all having fun. We're all cutting up and having fun here at the front of the show.
Intermittent fasting, another great way to improve your health.
A friend
Again,
asked Rebecca.
Not medical advice, but just.
A friend asked you, what can I do to get healthy? I can't go on the GAPS diet, straight out the bat. And I would say some of the easiest things is broth, 2 to 3 times a day, meat stock.
Meat stock. So there's a difference between meat stock and bone broth, and you want meat stock in when your body is stressed out, when you're having a more stressful time. Carrie Vitt, she is a practitioner, and that's where I got this information from, and she talks about how with bone broth, it can actually be too nutritious for your body to actually be able to take in the nutrition. And so meat stock is just gentler overall. So meat stock is where it's at. You want to eat or drink as much as you can in a day. I would drink it with every meal. And honestly, I think it could really help you.
Bullet points, Rebecca. What else? Just bullet points. Cold plunging.
Broth. I would say like
sleeping
taking out main offenders, sleeping
half a
good
gallon
time,
to a gallon
doing
of water.
Amish hour where you're not taking
Get
in any
off the
blue
screens
light.
1 hour before bedtime. Amish hour. Be Amish for 1 hour.
Dry brushing is really good. Castor oil packs. These are all just things that you can do. This is not medical advice.
Somebody's
I'm not
saying
telling
eat more
anyone.
veggies.
Well,
I might say eat more meat.
There's the eat more veggies people, but then I've also been reading about carnivore diet, which
a lot of people pushing that for me for
are
Lyme.
doing carnivore diet. There's a lady I follow. She had Lyme disease. She did all the things. She ate more vegetables, and guess what? She started doing carnivore diet, and she is healing. So I think everybody, it's different. Everybody's about individual.
Let's
so
jump in, Becky.
You need to do what you need to do for you. You have to find what works for you.
Okay, we get her started on
Sorry.
health. We're gonna be learning a lot.
I love to talk
All
about
right.
health and stuff. So
I'm new to the member area. Thank you.
welcome.
I would like to know what you do with all the milk. That's a good question since we processed 15 gallons of milk today.
Cream
A
separated.
gallon seems a lot to me just to make a cream, butter, and give the skim milk to the pigs, but maybe we just drink very little milk. Well, I got a question for you. Do you like milk better than pork? I'll be honest with you, I like pork.
Hold on,
I'd be happy to turn that skim into pork.
I gotta say this, Daniel Reza. So we were starting to wear our blue blockers earlier, and we wouldn't be able to stay up. We'd
Yeah.
fall asleep too early. So
Yeah,
we
Daniel's wondering where our blue
are
blockers
putting
would
our-
help an hour before bedtime.
We're
But
putting
we're
them on
getting
later.
too tired before we
we
put
were like-
the kids on right away though. But anyway, okay, what are we doing with all this milk? We gotta speed through
Okay,
this.
so
Rebecca.
the milk. Well, we have kids.
She's gone.
I
had
our 4 children, we actually drink a gallon of milk a day, just like with our family. So that's where
Ken
it is.
admits he likes pork better than milk. Okay.
I
Sorry.
probably like dairy products more than I like pork.
Okay, so one gallon of milk we drink. Guys, you gotta remember, 4 kids. We do 1 to 2 gallons of yogurt a week. Would you say? We should probably eat more.
We
should probably eat more yogurt now.
We
that
do
have
about
concept.
we do about 3 gallons every 2 weeks.
And then the rest is cream, guys. It takes 5 gallons of milk to make 1 quart of cream. So we're turning that cream now into cultured cream, and we're just using it as like a sour cream. And then from there, you could then make butter. And guys, we're still buying butter at the store with 2 to 3 gallons of milk a day. And well, maybe when we get in the height of it, we do catch up and we can make butter.
Yeah.
It's just been that we've only had 1 cow.
Right. So how
But
much?
we haven't
how
even
much
gotten
butter
to where
were
we
you
can make
saying-
cheese.
How much butter were you saying we make?
Well, you said you said we had 3/4 of a gallon of cream.
Yeah.
We had 15 gallons. So that's 1/4 gallon per 5 gallons.
So, but I buy butter because I don't want to use my nice raw butter to like cook with and stuff.
So I would have a 3rd cow if we had more land, and I could source non-sprayed hay cheaper, because right now I have to pay $13.50 for my hay, and that can be expensive. Okay, can you have greens all winter, and if so, can you do it in the cold? Absolutely. That's the key number 1. You got to have greens, cold hardy greens, if you're going to have a winter harvest garden. Key number 2, so your hardy greens are like kale, spinach, certain types of lettuces. Key number 2 is to plant them when it's hot, so in like late summer, early fall, so that they grow up and are mature before the lack of daylight prevents plant growth. For us, that's like late November-ish, November 22nd-ish. We get like 10 hours of light, and not much. It's not going to grow much during that time. Very, very little. But if you have produce in the ground that's grown, then you can plan on harvesting that throughout the winter. Key number 3 is just covering it. If you're like me in zone 7, you don't get a lot of snow, you could cover it with an Agribon from Johnny Seeds. And if you do get snow, you could cover it with greenhouse plastic, and you could do a double layer if you wanted.
Did you tell them what the price of hay was, or did they?
Yeah, I did. I said
okay, somebody said.
$13.50 is what I have to pay for non-spray hay, and we have to truck it in from out of state. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We can't find any non-sprayed hay around here. Well, we can, but in like little tiny batches.
Yeah, we can't find it.
And then
in
I would
the
have to get a hay
amount
trailer.
that we need.
But anyway, hi Justin and Rebecca. I'm starting chickens in the spring where I live, mountains, West Washington. We get 3 to 4 feet of snow. My question is, can the chickshaw be used full time in the winter? So 3 to 4 feet of snow, I'm assuming all winter. So that's similar to us. We might get a little less than that. That's fine. Chickens are going to be fine in the chickshaw down to -20. It's the open air chicken coop concept. It's not cold, it's moisture that's going to get them. So if they're in the open air like in a chickshaw, winds going through, they're like the wild birds you see flying around in the winter. Chickens are very hardy, they're very feathery, they're all right. You could, and I've done it before, and I think Grandma's doing it, you could put plastic on the side of the chickshaw in the open areas. And I didn't do it this year, and they're fine, but we haven't gotten real cold yet. And then around the bottoms, you could put hay bales. So there's not an updraft going up into the chickshaw. So you could surround the chickshaw with hay bales. If you get 3 to 4 feet of snow at a time, you're in Canada or Alaska, I would keep them in a bigger coop. I would keep them in a coop with deep bedding on the floor, because it's not terribly comfortable for the chickens to be walking around in the chickshaw all day. That thing is designed for them to get out, and chickens don't generally like to get out in the snow. If you have a half a foot, chickens could still get out in the snow if you spread out some hay.
I just want to say these questions are coming in fast, and
I
I'm
know.
trying
We
to
love
do my
you guys.
best to
Listen,
answer
we love you
them.
guys. We had no idea there would be almost 500 people here. We are blessed by you guys, and we're so excited
really
that so
trying
many
hard,
people
though.
are excited about growing your own food. They'd hang out with us on a Sunday. We're prioritizing the members' questions, and we'll stay on as long as we can, as long as Grandma can keep the chidlers. We'll hang out with you as long as we can and prioritize the members here. Where did you find the remedies for? And Rebecca's in the chat. She's gonna try to help some of you. Take note if there's one particularly you want to address.
Okay.
And otherwise, we'll try to open it up for you guys at the end. But love it. Love this lively bunch, right, Rebecca? So Rebecca, where did you find? Here we go. We're gonna get the health talk. You ready? Rebecca, where did you find the remedies to help my eye? Like, for those that don't know, I was jiggling a fence post in haste, a metal rebar fence post, trying to get our sheep in, and I guess it was looser than I thought, and the post hit me in the eye. And I'm telling you, it felt like a eyelash was just glued to my eye. It just felt like that. And it just wouldn't go away, and it caused this eye to water. I could barely open it. It caused the other one to water. And I was pretty much not able to open my eyes for like 20 hours.
It was kind of starting to scare me because he couldn't open his other eye that wasn't hit.
I'll handle
and I was
chat
like,
while you
why?
answer this.
So I started giving, again, not medical advice, just sharing what I did with what the knowledge that I have for us. So I have a book, a homeopathy book that is really good, and I'll go get it in a little bit. And it recommended a remedy that I didn't have, and I don't remember what that remedy was. So I was like, oh no. So I started giving arnica, which is a homeopathic remedy, and I gave him that, and that seemed to help him some, but there was still like too much. And then I remembered aconite, and so I went back to the book and I looked, and aconite was for light sensitivity, which was his main complaint really at that point. And so I gave it to him, and within 30 minutes he could open his eyes, and he was not having the light sensitivity. And so I kept giving him that remedy for that, and it essentially helped his body heal itself. So that's just what I did. We also used eye drops and put ice on it. And then in another book that I have, that is a home remedy book, that is really good remedies in it too. It said ground flaxseed, and it said to take like a tea bag and just put the ground flaxseed in that and then put it on his eye, but I didn't have that, so I just took some cheesecloth and put the ground flaxseed in that and then put it on his eye, and maybe that helped too. I don't know. Oh, see, moistened chamomile tea bags for eye issues. You know, I was thinking about that, and the flaxseed one is the one that I found, so I was just like, I'm gonna go with it. So yeah, I was really pleased that he was able to get better, because we were gonna go to the doctor. Had it not been New Year's Day, I would have taken him that morning. I probably would have called them, because I probably would have come in the night before had it not been New Year's Eve. So I would definitely have taken him to the eye doctor, because it wasn't like scary, like, oh my goodness, he can't see. It was more just like scary is like, why can't he open his eyes? So, and we did, my sister has a friend who's an ophthalmologist, and we messaged with her, and she was like, well, can he see? And we were like, yeah, he can see. So she's like, okay, it's gonna get better on its own. So that made us feel better. But it was still kind of like nerve wracking, especially when it was like 2:00 in the afternoon and he like still couldn't open his eyes. But I will say this, I think he so needed the rest because he was sleeping so much. And I think that that was really important for him to get the rest. And, you know, like with the loss of his dad, like I know that that is really stressful on your body. So anyways, I'm really done.
Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Are you waiting on me?
Yeah, I was just
How
talking.
far are you with the plans for the vegetable gardens greenhouse? That's an easy question to answer because we have decided how many garden plots we're going to use. We're going to use 5. So we've cut off 4. We're going to turn 4 into pasture because for us, we've decided it's a lot easier. It's a lot more difficult to source clean meat. So we're focusing on growing meat. And it's a lot easier to get clean vegetables from farmers markets. It's the dime a dozen, from even Whole Foods, organics all year round. That's not the case with meat, especially things like pork and lamb. I mean, you could maybe source grass-fed hamburger, but for those other things, in chicken even, pastured organic chicken, very hard to find. And if you do find it, it's expensive. But anyway. So we're not prioritizing the garden, but we do have a plan. We want to use the Animal Garden Miracle, continue to have the animals help us. We want to do some of that with our pigs again this year. Get the animals on it, then tarp it with our silage tarp, then pull the silage tarp up and plant it. We're going to do 3 major gardens instead of planting like every 2 weeks. In the spring, this is our plan, to plant it all as much as we can within like 2-week time. And that's our spring garden. And then we plant, and that's like kale, onions, carrots, and then we're gonna have a summer garden, which are the squashes, but we're not gonna go nearly as crazy. We have a cool room full of squashes we're probably never gonna use.
No, we will.
I mean, spaghetti squash, if you wanna eat it once or twice a month for 6 months, that's not very many plants. And you get so many off of one plant. So we are gonna put more thought into it and planning into it, probably more towards the end of this month, February-ish. But right now we're happy growing a lot of meat, which could potentially be a trade with a local farmer for veggies, wouldn't you say? All right.
Sorry.
She's answering you. She's loving on y'all. She's loving on y'all, answering questions in the chat. We milk 2 cows ourselves, only once a day. That's exactly what we do. This is a Max family homestead. However, when do you believe it's best to pull the calf off mama at night, and that way her milk is full in the morning? We just usually leave on and take what is left, but when do you typically separate it at night? Great question to Mac. I think that you could do this as early as 10 days. So the calf is 10 days old. You could separate the calf, mucho leche in the morning. A lot of milk in the morning. And, but what we've been doing is we wait until there's little milk in the morning. Right now, how old is Hamburger? Hamburger is Flossie's new calf.
Like
he's a week old. Right now, he's not
10
keeping
days
up with her.
maybe?
We're getting a gallon from Flossie in the morning. We would probably get 2 gallons if he wasn't on her. But pretty soon, like in the case of, how old is Moose? Moose and Phyllis. Moose is like 4 or 5 months old, isn't he, Rebecca?
I know how you're talking to me. I know you're talking to me.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
You're loving on the people in the chat.
He was born at the end of August, so September, October, November, December. So he's like 5-ish months old.
Yeah, we named him Hamburger. He's got an H on his head. There was a vote for handsome. Lest anybody forget, though, that Hamburger is food. So, as handsome as he is. All right. So, anyway, just wait. So, what was I saying about Moose? If Moose were to be left out with Phyllis, there would be so little milk in the morning. It's just not worth it. So, it's just not worth it. So, at the point that it becomes not worth it for you, if you don't need a lot of milk, take a break once a week and leave the calf on the mama for the 24 hours. That's the beautiful thing about the calf sharing is you can take a break. Hamburger is such a cute name. Oh, thank you. I wish we could have been more original, but we had to stick with something like a H. Oh, what about honey badger? Somebody, one of you commenters threw that out. Honey badger, because we like to name our beef cows exotic animals, so when people come over, we can be like, hey, you want to have some moose? Or you want to have some bear? We're having bear tonight. What about honey badger? You want to eat some honey badger? We could call him honey when we're feeling cutesy.
Yeah, well, fuck kids.
Now, look, this is the time to ask her a question. She ain't paying
I'm
me
not.
attention.
I'm not paying attention to him.
So just nod your head if you say
No.
okay to. No, you don't like honey badger? She's shooting me down. She likes hamburger. Okay, you'll think about it?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Or did you already think about it?
All right, I'll think about
All
it.
right. Okay, so we're at 1 page mark. This is the break in the show. We're gonna start asking. Hey, how about you guys answer this? Why I plug the do it yourself abundance area? Why don't you guys answer this? What animals are you most likely to get this year? And then we'll tell you ours. Okay, and we'll see if we match. And I
Gosh,
bet.
there's so much-
Do you and I even match? Are we gonna agree
About what?
on new animal introductions this year?
I think so.
Okay. So they're gonna outline those, Rebecca. You kind of give me a feel for it after this. So the Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area. This webinar actually happens twice a month, guys, and we have guests. Guys, we have guests like Alumna, Jason, the ostriches, hollers. We'll have some guests again. The Fit Farmer. So for those of you who are members, thank you. Hang on, we got some great programming coming up. But you can also get instructional videos inside of our member area. You can also get access to our online Facebook group where you don't feel so crazy, and you can get some feedback on stuff. You can show off some stuff. Rebecca goes in that Facebook group every day and checks on things and help you guys out. Meg's in there, Meg Holler. Alumna's in there. Jason from Sutherland's in there, hanging out with people, answering questions. And you guys can get direct access to me if you're a
Casey
premium.
Ostrich.
Yeah, Casey Ostrich. If you guys want, you can also get direct access to me. Every day I check my text about 11ish before I start editing, and I answer texts. Okay? So if you want in on that, I'm only opening this for 3 days till Wednesday, and I'm not even opening it to the public till like tomorrow, Monday. So I'm opening this up to you guys early. You get 10% off if you sign up before Monday at midnight. Guys, I'm not even announcing that on the YouTube channel, so just not enough time. So for you guys, 10% off, Do-It-Yourself Abundance till Monday night. Link is down in the description. You did put that in there in the earlier show, right?
Uh-huh.
So what kind of animals do people want? Ducks. I saw chickens. What kind of animals, Rebecca? You're just chatting away.
Well, I'm just going up. It's crazy.
Somebody's being silly. They're saying hippo. Goose, bees, rabbits, goats. Oh no! I shouldn't say that. All right. Turkeys and bees, pigs. Oh, another devil eye vote. Another devil eye. What's going on here? What's going on? Where are the sheep, guys?
Part-time Permies is doing pigs.
What's wrong with sheep? They eat everything a goat will eat. Y'all don't know that.
And you can milk
There's
them.
more for goats. And you can milk sheep. Do you guys know that? And you can get cows that are this tall. Dexters. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Sheep don't get out nearly as bad. And cows certainly don't. And cows, you get cream. Well, I just said, goats are great. Well, they got devil eyes. Well, I don't like goats. Goats have devil eyes. Goats get out of the fence way more than a sheep. Sheep will eat everything. A cow will almost eat everything a goat will. A sheep will eat everything a goat will. And they don't get out as bad. And sheep are tastier. Goats are not bad, but sheep are tastier. You can get them for milk. You can also get very small cows for milk and then get cream. You don't get cream as easily from goats. Can you get cream from them?
You have to have a cream separator.
And say goat's milk is easy to digest because it's A2A2, but you can get cow's milk that is A2A2.
Yeah, you have to get an A2A2 cow. But see, there's that. I mean, to get an A2A2 cow is much more expensive than to just get a cow.
Yeah, it's true.
A goat is much cheaper.
It's true. It's
a
true.
good
And goats are more available than sheep.
bloodline goat is like way cheaper than a cow.
And the goat cheese is awesome, Becky says. Okay, all right.
I'm not proponents for
You're not
goats, but I'm just saying.
Maybe our, okay, here we go.
Just saying.
So, okay, what would be our new animal? Let's see if we agree.
Okay.
Pretend you write it on your hand. Okay. Say yours.
Turkey.
Oh! I wrote maybe ducks. That's a maybe. But yes, turkey for sure.
You always said no ducks.
Let's do, why not?
Because they're messy. Oh,
No, just by themselves,
meat
in their own,
meat
on the
ducks.
meat shaw. Meat ducks.
Not
Meat
for
ducks.
eggs.
For the fat.
Okay.
Or a Christmas goose.
We
Should
could
we grow
do
a
that.
Christmas goose?
We could do that. I'm okay
What
with
about
ducks.
a puppy? Okay, she ain't going there.
I'm
Hey, should
trying,
we save the puppy talk for the next break?
I'm trying to get on board with the puppy.
Okay.
I'm trying.
All right. What time is it? 7:30? Okay, we've done one of... Oh boy, Becky, we're going to have to speed it up here.
There's one.
One of
okay, so
3
people are
sheets.
asking for Gap resources, and I'm going to drop a link in there. But first, I need to add one thing to it.
Somebody's saying geese. Somebody says their goat doesn't actually get out. Good for you.
That's good.
That's the goat whisperer. Don't eat puppies, they said. But we're finding out that animals are really healthy for you. It's probably really good that I'm out there milking that cow. It's actually really good to connect animals in that way. It actually releases positive, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for, Rebecca?
What? Oh, we're in Chrome. Why do I not have a?
Okay.
Why can't I enter a kit here? Why can't I put it in our kit?
Oh, you probably don't have the extension on this.
Oh.
On
it's
that
fine.
Chrome. It's probably on my phone.
It's fine. I'm just gonna.
Okay. All right. People are really getting
Sorry.
excited about
People are
endorphamines. Is that what it is, Rebecca? Endorphamines when you, because we go so far back with animals in our human heritage that the reason we like to hear a cat purr or a dog not bark, endorphamines, Cindy says. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So we didn't know it was actually healthy. Like, we knew it was good to eat clean meat, but we didn't know it was actually healthy to hang out with animals. So, we're very tempted to get an indoor dog, just as a pet.
Okay, I just dropped a link for GAPS books. These are the 3 GAPS books that I use. There's also another GAPS book by Becky Plotner. She's actually a practitioner, a GAPS practitioner, and she wrote a book as well. So,
Okay.
somebody's saying a golden retriever. Oh, Nathan.
Okay, let's come back to that
Yeah.
if you're feeling saucy.
Oxytocin, bonding. Yes, I think that was something that I read.
Okay, other than compost, do you add other amendments to natural organic fertilizers to your garden? The max. This is a great question. Because we're in North Carolina, we have acidic soil, so we do add lime, and then we do add gypsum because we have clay soil. And honestly, we just asked Mr. Google Pants. I never remember how much to do. I just asked Mr. Google Pants how much lime to apply, and it ends up being a 50-pound bag, 50-pound bag for 1,200 square feet. That's us. I can't say everybody on here go spread lime and gypsum because you might not have clay and acidic soil. So you got to get a soil test. Usually you can just get a state soil test. So I would just type in your state. I would ask Mr. Google, oh, a donkey for coyote control. Somebody says, okay, so that's what I would do. Just get you a soil test, find out what you need. From Jill King. Jill King. Longtime member. I posted a question yesterday and found members with similar questions about garlic sprouting up out of the ground before snow, sleet, sub-zero temps. Garlic savvy members offered good suggestion. It's normal. Cover them up with leaves. Do we have experience with garlic? Yes, we have lots of experience with garlic, and our garlic would always sprout up above the mulch before the frost, snow. It would be just fine. It would be just fine. Through the hard freezes, we've never had any problems with that. We're in zone 7. I don't see that it would kill it if you just put some leaf mulch on it if you were super cold and super worried about it. And I think Cindy was also talking to this and saying it was fine. Okay, my family is, look how we're answering this, but look how the members are coming in, and they're chiming in, and they're helpful. That's how the Facebook group is every day. That Facebook group is off the chain, isn't it? It's a lively bunch. Several posts every day, everybody helping each other. Some people going through certain things. They're asking for prayers, for well wishes. There's people in there that just want feedback from different people. Sometimes people post about life, not just homesteading. It's a really good group. A lot of people growing. Guys, and at Homesteaders of America, for whatever it's worth, we have a members only meeting. So we all get together in a separate tent at Homesteaders America. We did that last year. I don't see why we won't do it this year. Rebecca and I are thinking about doing some member-only events, like only opening chicken butchering to the members. Rebecca and I are constantly talking now about what do we. A lot of people are wanting like me to help them design their property. So I'm thinking about how can I do that and yet not give up what I'm doing with the member area or with YouTube. And so we're thinking through some things there where we could maybe offer some serious design help specifically to your property. And that's probably going to only be offered to members, or certainly only offered to members first. So check out the member area. Link is in the description. So this is a good question. My family is moving out of the city. We want to begin the homestead lifetime in 3 years. What do you do for health insurance? And what do you expect to pay? So we get this is a great questions for an entrepreneur as well, not just a homesteader. We pay $450 for 6 of us, and that's what, up to $1 million?
Yes.
That's a month, and that's what you call a health share ministry.
I guess it's a little bit more than 500. It's around 500 with that.
Yeah.
With the added to make it up to $1 million.
And it's a health share ministry. You tell the hospital or the doctor you don't have insurance. They usually dock it 50%. If not, whatever, you pay cash or you get on a payment plan. In the event of a hospital, like your surgery, we got on the payment plan. It's like $50 a month, and you get reimbursed. Usually takes about 6 months, and we've been reimbursed fully. Lily has been in the hospital. You have been in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, for my appendectomy, it was like the first bill was like $25,000, and then. But they don't, it's weird. They don't charge you that, but they tell you that that's how much it costs. I don't know.
Somebody's asking for the
And
link
then it was
to
like
the member area,
$9,000.
Rebecca.
And I was like, okay.
Hey.
And they paid it all.
Oh, it's in there. It's in the link to the member area is in the description of the video. Rebecca, you can cut and paste that in there if you'd like, just to be extra helpful. Oops. Oh, but we don't like we may be going to switch from our particular health share ministry, so we're not dropping any names, but we are looking into who.
It's Oana, and it's it's like a alternative holistic care type thing, which Justin and I are more inclined to use holistic practices, and so we're thinking about switching to them. I just need to like do it. I need to like call, and it's been, yeah.
But so far, the one we're using has been fine. They pay us back.
Yeah.
Oh, what is Mr. Google Pants? It's Google. I'm sorry. I should clarify. When I say Mr. Google Pants, I'm talking about going to Google and searching for something. Like Smarty Pants, like go talk to this Mr. Smarty Pants. When you save the chicken butchering scraps for the pigs, is there anything you omit? Only the stuff I want to eat. And I omit the feathers because it's fun to put the feathers as mulch in the garden. But the the pigs would even eat the feathers. So they would absolutely eat everything. I throw a whole chicken into the pigs, raw or cooked, and most of it's gone but in the morning, including feathers. Feathers are a lot of protein. Wendy calls Mr. Google Pants Uncle Google. Uncle Google. Okay. This is good. We're flying through the second page, Becca. We might have some more fooling around time. What should my family be looking for when choosing our future homestead location? Oh boy, this could take a while. Okay. That's a good question. We are planning, and guys, this is a good one where others could pipe in. Like what's good? What's good to look for in a future homestead situation? So let's show them the power of the community. Everybody pipe in and share some things that you think would be good to look for in a homestead property. Like what's good about your property? If you were to start over, what would you look for? And Rebecca and I will share ours, and we'll hear some of yours. So Rebecca, if you know anybody saying some stuff that you want to share, just let me know.
Okay.
So what would you look for if we're starting over? we'd need to be 30 minutes to 1 hour from organics. That includes organic groceries. That includes a more natural farm store. That includes farmers markets. So that also, being 30 minutes to an hour, preferably 30 minutes from a town, also means you can get help, guys. We don't do all this alone. We're going to answer that question, how do we balance all? We hire people. We are entrepreneurs. It's one of the best things we've ever done to accelerate our businesses. When we first got a grip, we did everything at first. And then once we catch a grip, we start hiring out what we can that others can do better, that aren't our strengths, like we can source out. We can hire somebody to mow the grass. We don't need to do that anymore because of Jonah. But you can hire somebody to mow the grass. You can't hire somebody to make a vlog for you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can't hire somebody to go live for you. So having help is good. So it's good to be close to a metropolitan. Clean water on the property. Somebody already said that. And preferably water also above you. And when I say clean water on the property, I mean get it tested. We traveled to America and there's so much non-clean water.
Yeah.
That's one thing that brought us back here. Is it's so freaking clean.
Yeah.
And not many more properties above you to the original water source, because if they're running cows in it way too much and this and that and God knows whatever else, you don't want to be below that, feeding your animals or yourself with it, right? So, what if you got state-owned property next door? So you had a lot of wild land that wasn't in danger of being developed. That might not be a terrible idea. No neighbors in sight. That's for us. So some of this is going to be personal preference.
Yeah.
High internet. So the ability to have internet.
Good internet.
And preferably low cell phone reception. Because you don't need that. Is it EMF cell phone?
Yeah.
So you don't want the cell phone vibes. We wouldn't. And we've got that here. We've got to where we can do radio internet, which is super fast, and not have cell phone reception out here. And we love that. That's the landline. How long has it been since you guys heard the landline? Case in point, the landline. Somebody just called. So, okay, so now by somebody saying percentage of land. So for 2 milk cows and not feeding hay, we should really have 15, because we have the bull too, we should have 15 acres of grazable land. We don't. We only have like 8. So that's why we have to feed the hay. So if we were to start over, we'd get more like 20-ish acres of grass. But we like pork better in all of it, and we have so much forest. We easily could have 20 acres of forest. We easily could net, according to Joel Salatin's model, we could have a $60,000 to $100,000 profit off of pigs with 20 acres. So it might be shifting the mindset too with what's available. Like, are you okay with pigs versus pasture? Because pigs do great in forest.
That's so funny. Some people are saying that they still have their landline.
Yay, you guys are landline folks.
I know, right?
We love our grid and we love our landline. And
if we ever want to talk to somebody on the phone, you gotta have a landline. People are like, you should just get rid of it. And then I'm like, and never talk to another person on the phone. Like, you have to call the phone company.
Yeah, they can actually get a hold of us. Too many times people are turning their cell phone off at night or whatever.
Yeah.
You call us at 2 a.m, we're thinking, who's dead?
We're like, what happened?
We're groggy to the phone. What's happened? Okay, we got some votes for the landline. We got some votes for the grid. We got some grid lovers in here. I know a lot of our members
and that's another thing was important to me to continue to have a landline, because people were like, just get an internet phone. And I'm like, and what happens when the internet goes out? Because when our power goes out, our internet goes out.
Yep.
So it's kind of like one of those things.
Don't get her started on landlines.
Well,
And
you just
I'm
have to pay the
surprised she doesn't
price.
have one of those long, crazy cords for our cordless one yet. To eliminate our
I have
cordless
tried
landline.
to. I have tried to get the long line.
This is a good question. Did anybody say anything? So I wouldn't want a public road inside of my house.
Yeah.
That's just me. So what do you value? Privacy. You got to look at homeschooling laws and other things like that. So what are people popping in saying they would like?
Someone has a landline and no cell phone. Woohoo!
Somebody asked, radio, internet. Well, guys, it's just
I
a
just
local
said
company
it's-
in Asheville.
Well, I just said they just use radios to transmit the internet.
Yep,
as
they go to
opposed
the mountaintops.
It
They go
goes-
from mountaintop to mountaintop.
You have to be in direct sight of things. So.
Yep. So, all right. That's what I have to say about house site. I would also say a south-facing slope. We have a lot of north-facing slope. You want south-facing slope so that that's the sun. That's where the sun mostly is, shining down on you if you're a south-facing slope. And a potential house site 50 feet above a valley, so you don't want to be in that frost pocket. So you want a house site that also faces south. You don't want to face your house towards the road. You want to face your house towards the south. The windows, the living room, the living areas, living room, kitchen on the south side, the bedrooms on the north side. Look at us getting into permaculture. We want to do more with permaculture, likely with some intro to permaculture design, and maybe even direct permaculture design. For folks, that news is going to be coming to members first. So guys, think about that. And remember, in the description there, we got the info on the membership. And many members here tonight. So I want to thank them, and I want to thank the members for letting all, being okay with letting everybody in who wants to come in once in a while and share the love with you guys. So thank you, members, and we love and appreciate you guys, and we'll hang out in a couple of weeks. Just us. All right. Hello, Justin and Rebecca.
Hey people, if you ask a question and I'm trying to answer it, I'm gonna reply to you. It's gonna be at whatever your name is, and then I'll try to answer the question.
Yeah, Debbie, my dad had this house built that I'm in right now. Okay. I'm in mud above my ankles in some areas where the animals are currently on our homestead. I have laid down so much hay and some wood chips, all in vain. Yeah, I made that mistake too, actually, putting wood chips and hay down in muddy areas. It actually makes it worse over time because it's just going to compost and become soil. We have had so much rain here in Kentucky that I cannot keep ahead of the mud with the hay or chips or even rotation. What would you put down? Actually, if you could, I don't know if you can, you probably have too many animals for this, but you might want the Joel Salatin solution where he puts his 300 cows in a barn, and that's on deep bedding. So if you can get a hold of deep bedding, sounds like you can, like wood chips, I'd put them in a covered area. So on a small scale example, our pigs, right now, there's 2 of them and probably a 10 by 10, and we could keep them till the end. We proved that with the pig port. But over winter, it's certainly easier. Just throwing wood chips in there every day on top of their manure, and it's fine. That concept would work with cows, sheep, chickens. So, like if I was gonna run, I don't know what Joel Salatin's ratio is. Maybe somebody else would know. But for a pig, I would say 60 square feet per pig. So 120 square feet, easily run 2 pigs. For a cow, I don't know. We don't have this problem because we have enough land. For the amount of cows that we're moving our cows every day. I don't know how many cows you have or how much acreage, but you could, even if you're moving them into small areas, you could move them every day. You could at least feed their hay somewhere different every day, and it's okay if it gets a little muddy around their water. We're actually thinking of a system where on each pasture, because it does get muddy, around the waterer, because they can track back to it, even though they're getting moved, they can come back to the lane and get that water, of doing a covered shed and deep mulch there where it's more highly tracked. That's probably our long-term goal, that we would have a covered shed mulched in each pasture for the cows to track back onto in the winter. And then we would actually eventually gravel our lanes. Okay, Rebecca, you're doing good keeping up with everybody.
Man, it's crazy.
What do you do with all the ashes from your wood stove?
I will say this, on a normal night, it's not like
No.
this. So
normally we can banter and pick on each other.
We're talking more. So, well, should
And you're
I
able
start
to talk
talking to
more.
you? Should
You're
I
able to
start
talk more.
talking to you?
Hey, look, maybe we can fool around. Well,
Okay.
technically we only have 10 minutes, but maybe we can squeeze it to 30, 40 minutes. We only have this many more questions, so we've already gone through this many, so we're over halfway. Hopefully we're getting to the live chat people enough. Yeah, normally, guys, this is a small, intimate group, 24, max 50. And so everybody's able to get plenty of attention. I don't think we ever go without not being able to answer somebody's questions.
Yeah, I think we.
And if you're at the premium level, you could text me anyway if you don't get this. And you've noticed we've attached the show notes. Oftentimes we do that when there's so many. And maybe you don't have time, you could just click on the show notes and get straight to the questions that you're interested in and go on from there. Yep. Yes, Cindy, I want the wood ash answer. I don't know. Right now I'm throwing my wood ashes in the forest because I know they're good for the garden, but maybe not in all cases, and you can overdo it. So I'm just putting them in the forest. I bet Cindy will have some insight on this. And if you don't, Cindy, it's okay. Maybe some other folks do. Let's show the power of community here, guys. We honestly don't know. I want to look into it. I probably could spend 10 minutes talking to Mr. Google Maps and get my answers.
You can put ashes in the dust bath. You wouldn't.
That's a good idea for the chicken's dust bath.
You wouldn't just use ashes, obviously. Somebody just put that. But
Shiloh, it's Shiloh's question.
You can put it in the compost. You can put it in just work it in the garden. You don't want to put too much though.
You can put too much in your compost.
So
Here it
really
comes. Ash helps. Oh, Cindy.
Here it is. It's just moving too fast.
It just flew right by.
Ash helps add minerals to the soil, but it's also alkaline and it helps neutralize acidic soil. So it's hard to know.
You could make soap.
Somebody said make soap. That's how they used to make soap a long time ago.
Isn't ashes just straight up minerals too? I wonder if the pigs would eat it.
I think it is.
I missed Cindy's answer. Did you read Cindy's answer?
Yeah, that was what I just read.
Ash helps. Okay. So I guess if you're going to want specific ratios, we're going to have to get a soil test. Scott Burton says, for everyone that's not a member, become one, please. He's going to resort to begging. Scott Burton, fellow member, he's been a member for a long time, and he's begging usual. Guys, if I had this, I'm telling you, if I had this when we started 12 years ago, I would have been all over it myself. Good Lord. Be able to text somebody, be able to get in an online community and find something out in just a matter of hours.
Goats are jerks.
Goats are jerks. I didn't say it. It was somebody else.
No, it's just, it just cracked me up. I just saw
T-shirt line.
Somebody just saw it. That could be a good thing for everyone.
Goats are jerks. Who said that? These kids are starting to act up, Becky.
No, it's funny.
We got off track and everybody started fooling around a little bit. Yes, trying to convince hubby we need to be members. Good. Yes, you got to get everybody. You got to get everybody on board. Nathan said text access is great. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. Certainly in a pinch. You need a question. Like somebody was just texting me recently. Hey, what do we do with our first 10 days with the new calf? We just got a new calf. This is our first time. Didn't you say you were going to put up a video about what to do in the first day? Oh, yes, I did say that. Oh, yes, I did film that. Let me put that up. Here's the link. I helped them. And then their milk was like, what would you say? It was clogging up the filter. It was chunky. And we were able to help them with that and diagnose what that was and just walk them through that in a very personal, individualistic way. And you guys are kind. You don't overwhelm me. And it's not like my cell phone's dinging it if you text me at 2 a.m. like you're going to wake me up.
Well,
no, my cell phone is off and hung up. I come in after chores. And before I start editing, as I put like my footage for the day in the computer, I open up I can see my text on my computer. Right. I get it to go to my computer, and I answer text.
Right. It's not like if at 2 a.m. you need him for it.
Yeah, so you don't have to be afraid to text me. And normally when we open up membership, I do get a lot more text in the beginning. So it might take me a little more time in the beginning, but usually that kind of mellows out, and I'm just getting a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of text a day, and it's easy. That's why we limit our premium area. Guys, that's it too. We limit our premium. And we've sold out many times because I want to be able to treat everybody well. I want to be able to reach and talk to everybody. Look at this. We almost have 600 people in here. 600 people crazy about growing their own food. Isn't that fun? Don't you wish we had 600 people to hang out with when we started?
I know, right?
We felt like we were bats.
We had no friends that did this.
All we
Our
had was
friends would
books.
like glaze over. We'd start talking about stuff and they'd be like, and then you could kind of be like, take the hint, like, okay, they don't want to talk about chickens right now.
Somebody said, love my goats, but they are jerks. Hey, now maybe we could do that t-shirt because, you know, it's a little more friendly. I love my goats, but they are jerks.
They are jerks.
Oh, goats are not jerks. They're mischievous, they say. Okay, here's a good one. Ash tree fertilizer and compost coffee grounds, crushed eggshells. Ask Mr. Google Pants for ratio. That's great. That's great. If you want to compost ash, ask Mr. Google Pants for the ratio. You're going to get it right away. Okay? All right, we should probably get back on track. We're getting a little crazy. This is normally how
you guys
it is.
are
This
our
little
friends
friendly
now.
banter, ask
We
questions.
have lots of friends now.
We make sure we get through everything.
But this is weird. For some reason, whenever we hang out with our friends, we're like castrating pigs or cows.
What do you mean?
Like we're doing really odd things, like castrating pigs. Like,
All right.
That's why it happens when you have homesteader friends. You go over there and rip something balls out.
Yep.
So, Adam links in.
Adam.
He
Mr.
said,
Chinky.
"Don't ghost me." What'd you say? We missed it, Adam. There's
He
just too
must
many
have been
people.
too cheeky.
He's being too cheeky. I'm going back to look.
Okay,
Adam.
you gotta watch for Adam, Ken. I got Ken in here moderating. Cindy too, Mike too. Watch out for them. They'll kick you out. All right. Where are we? Okay. You've illustrated many times that the pigs in your farm system can turn smaller farm scraps such as kitchen garden waste and even small animal carcass from waste to an input. But what happens when a pig dies unexpectedly?
Oh boy.
Can you run through methods of reusing the dead pig? Which, by the way, they're about to list some amazing ways to reuse a dead pig. I'm thinking these options, and please identify whether you think they are appropriate or not. Human food. Now, normally if a pig dies or a chicken dies and we're not sure why or what was wrong, we don't eat it.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be something you decide yourself. Pet food. Would you feed it? Would you? Okay, we have a grinder. We could technically cut up a pig and grind it up into dog food.
Yeah.
Would you be nervous about doing that?
Probably.
If you didn't know it killed the pig?
If I didn't know it killed it, we would just compost it or.
Well, hold on.
throw
You're
it in
jumping
the woods.
ahead, but that's
Sorry.
fine. You're jumping way ahead. I like to take my time and read the entire question. Harvest blood for the garden. You would do that.
Well, unless you don't know what
If you
it
could,
is.
I mean, you catch it fast enough. Well, are you thinking something would be in the blood that would get on the plant that would not be good, that you might eat?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. A pig died. Did you catch it right away? I don't know. I'd be more okay. Let's get to it. Harvest meat for maggot farming. Yeah, if you're feeling saucy, that would clean it up. You could do it for a soldier fly if you have a big soldier fly bin. Surely you have more ideas. I do have one more idea. And this is what I saw Joel Salatin do with big animals. Cows, guys. What are you going to do when a cow dies? Jordan Green does it. I mean, I saw cow skulls in his compost pile. But you're going to have a big enough compost pile. So for one pig, I would say you would have to have a gigantic compost pile. I would say 6 cubic yards at least. Joel's compost pile, Jordan Green's compost pile, guys, they're like 10 feet tall, 50 feet long. They turn them with skid steers and tractors. That's the size of compost pile you're going to need to do an animal right. Especially without chopping and messing with it. So an animal dies on Joel's farm or Jordan's farm, they take it to the compost pile, they dig a hole in the compost, they put it in, and the compost just gets turned regularly. It's got to get in so deep that the animal's not just going to come get it.
Goodness.
Rebecca, somebody wants reference books for your remedies. Oh my word.
I know. I'm going to have to do a video.
You need to do a video on your channel. You just need to go through your bookshelves. Just get all your books and just go through your books. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Maybe as a member video or as a
Sorry,
YouTube, as
I'm
your
trying
YouTube
so
video.
hard to not let people.
So anyway,
snooze.
you do the compost. It's gotta be huge. Okay, the other thing, Rebecca, she just nailed it.
What?
We could have just moved on, put it in the compost, or throw it in the woods. Like that's what we do with our massive amount of cow guts. We dispatched a raccoon because on Sunday because it was what do you call it? Dysentery.
Distemper.
Distempered.
So, well, it was acting weird, and it was like coming up our stairs, and it was just
Yeah.
acting like kind of drunk almost. So we just dispatched it, and then I called animal control to ask them if they wanted it.
Yeah.
To test it or how we should dispose of it.
Yeah.
And they said that we're having a distemper outbreak currently in our area. So they told me what to do with it, which was bury it. So we did that far away.
So yeah, somebody was saying, is it safe though if something's wrong with the pig? Absolutely. If you have a correct compost
I think
pile,
so, yeah.
the compost is going to neutralize anything. And I mean, the pile has to be big enough. It needs to be up to heat, like 140 degrees. A legit compost, either 140 degrees or a long compost process, like 6 months. So, what did we say? Put it at the forest, feed the animals, feed the wild animals. It's not a bad idea. It's definitely going to be the easiest if you have a forest. So we buried the raccoon. Did I even end that story?
Yeah, we did.
We buried him 2 feet down. That's what the animal control told us to do. Have you considered the thought of making biochar to feed your livestock? This I'm going to have to check out on you too and see if Cindy has some insight on this or anybody else. We have considered biochar to feed our livestock.
Someone said that they lost
feed
a
our
cow
livestock
to
charcoal.
distemper.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I really hope that we're not affected.
We thought big
I
animals
asked
couldn't
him.
get that.
I asked him. I said, "Well, we live on a farm." I asked the animal control people, and he said it was actually the animal control police, I guess. And they said that they didn't think cows could get
Part-time
it.
attorney hasn't done biochar. Does Pete Canaris do biochar?
He does.
That might be a good resource for you guys. Pete Canaris, Green Dreams, Pete Canaris on YouTube. Maybe Ken will or type that in for everybody. Ken, will you see if Pete has done a video on biochar, or if there's another video that one of you guys know of that's good on biochar? This is one of those, guys. We've answered most of these questions. We know the answers, but this is one of those. We've thought about it, want to get into it, but haven't yet.
Somebody wants to know if we're setting up permanent paddocks.
No.
Not.
Oh, yes. Eventually, we will have 15 permanent paddocks.
Oh.
But they're not permanent.
They're like rotate them through.
We have our perimeter, which is T-posts, so it's more semi-permanent, right?
Yeah.
And then we have our even more semi-permanent, which is like rebar posts. And there will be 15 paddocks. And in the spring, the cows will rotate that. I'm thinking twice when the grass is gangbuster. And then, based on the grass, based on the situation, the various whatnots, we'll with a tent fence, we'll split those, and you don't have to do it to every single one. You just do it to one and then move that. So then we'd split that to have 30 paddocks, and then eventually, till this time, late summer, early fall now, you've split it 4 times to have a 60-day rotation over your entire farm. That's where we're going with this. Once I get that down, guys, I am going to do an intensive on how to set it there yet. It's all here. It's been here for years. We're doing it, but we're just cleaning up our lanes, getting our fence system down, so that then we can show you guys. Oh, look, Ken came through. Ken came through with a link to biochar. Right there in the chat. So thank you, Ken. Okay. What is the best organic all natural cleaners Rebecca, I thought this was for you, but maybe you might have an insight. So what's the best all-natural cleaners and the method used, the deep clean inside the chicken coop itself where they roost? Thank you. So actually, we've never cleaned a chicken coop. So I've gave you a link to somebody I know who does, and who does it naturally. So
one thing, well, the sun would sanitize, so that's one thing that you could use. And I would just use vinegar or my thieves
Okay.
cleaner, and
Oh.
I would like do that, but then I would like also wash that off too, because I wouldn't want it to be like too heavy scented when they came back in. But like for the chickshaw, are they having to do the chickshaw, or is this like a
No. If you're trying to do the chickshaw, don't clean the chickshaw. I'm going to tell you people how to get away with not. How have we not cleaned a coop in 10 years? Is we've had coops like the chickshaw that don't have a floor. They basically have a 1-inch wire mesh. Poop falls through. Guys, I hate cleaning a coop. That's like terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing I can ever dream. Sometimes I have to clean the chickshaw because nesting material gets out of the nest boxes and poop builds up on top of that because it can't fall through. Then I just I wish I grabbed some gloves, but usually I just gird up my loins and grab it and throw it and wipe my hands off. And that's it. That's the extent of my chicken cleaning business. And when I have been in stationary runs, I use deep bedding, deep mulch. And I only clean that out when I want some compost. Seriously, we've never cleaned a coop. And you don't have to. Now, if you do have a static coop, probably in this situation, maybe it doesn't have access to sunlight, you could do what Rebecca said or go to the link. Where's that link, you say? In the description of this YouTube video, I have both a link to our Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area, and I have a link to these show notes. Guys, I've already answered these in like Cliff Note form. And so, how do y'all balance homesteading and homeschooling? You know, Rebecca, I've been yapping a lot.
What?
Do you want to answer that?
Hold on 1 second. You can also keep your feet in barrels, or
I'll go at it then. You're chatting away. I'll tell you how we balance it all. Well, we don't. We do try our best. We try to have a list of priorities, goals that then we can prioritize. I would say one of our keys is, like I was saying, as an entrepreneur, we hire out help as much as possible. That's how we've been able to grow this business. That's how we've been able to continue to bring you guys free content on the vlog, through that content creation business model, and then creating member content. That's our business. And we've been able to outsource other things like when we first got back, we were able to. What are some things? Where's my notes here? Oh, okay. I have help. I have an assistant in my business. We've gotten help with cooking. We've gotten help with the kids. We've gotten help with house cleaning. These are some things that don't take like individual talent. They're not like who we are as our business brand. You understand what I'm saying there? So we get help in that area. And then with the kids, we have more of a laid-back schooling program where they direct a lot of their own learning. I'd say we have a minimum of learning how to read, and we
do like an hour-ish a day.
Online reading lessons, and then we do self-guided type stuff with their math. They can do a lot of their own math themselves, and we help them.
Yeah, I mean, we
when
help
needed.
them, and I check
so
it.
We do Math UC with them, but beyond that, we have them listening to audiobooks, what they desire and what they're interested in. A couple of schools, a couple hours a day. Really, they get a couple hours a day, just before bed. And then sometimes they'll come and ask me if it's rainy or what, can I listen to audiobook? And we do let them do some educational videos through YouTube or through elsewhere. So, you got anything you want to add to that? And I would say we make a lot of sacrifices elsewhere. Like each kid isn't involved in their own individualistic program. We do everything together. We stay home a lot.
Yeah.
We barely go out. So that's some of the key is just staying at home, having an at-home based business. It doesn't necessarily have to be content creation. It could be something. It could be a farm business. It could be something else. data entry, whatever. People have done virtual assistant stuff. People have sold different types of things, soaps, cottage type businesses. Do I see my kids going to college? I'm going to support my kids in whatever they want to do. If I would encourage them to go to college only if they needed to. Like if they want to be a doctor, they're going to have to go to college. If they want to be a mechanic, they're going to have to go to tech school. If they want to be an entrepreneur, they don't have to go to college. They certainly don't have to go to college. If they want to have their own business,
Yeah.
no, just start studying what you love and learn and want to do, and go. If I'm not the one you want to be like, then go find somebody you want to be like, and see if you can't train under them.
Yeah. I mean,
This is a good topic. A lot of people
I
are resonating
will-
with this.
I mean, if my kids want to go to college, I will definitely prepare them for that. Because I feel like there's a lot more that obviously needs to be prepared for to pass tests and
Yeah.
things like that. But if they don't want
Answer some
to,
chat while you're doing that.
you know, if what they want to do in the future doesn't require a college degree, then I'm not going to force them to go. I'm going to encourage them to apprentice and learn under people who are doing what they want to do if that is an option. I'm not going to make my kids go to college. And, you know, do that. Someone wants to know
Sheep
about
babies.
sheep babies. So we will breed next December, right?
Yeah.
So it's
So a year and a
this
half.
December.
They won't be till May 2021.
December 2020, we'll start breeding them, and they'll lamb in May of 2021.
Do you realize we're not going to have our own lamb meat from this until 2022? That's long game. That's long game. We're playing long game here, guys.
So Tracy, they will get a diploma in North Carolina. They will get a homeschool diploma, like from a school.
Hey, that's a good quote. Jill King piping in with some wisdom. Go to college and you become a little fish in a big pond. Teach them a trade, and all of a sudden they become a big fish in a little pond. I like that. I've even thought about going to the local tech school and taking a shop class with Jonah.
Yeah.
Like he's into carpentry and building. Why not go take a shop class together?
Someone wanted to
See where that
know
goes.
what some advice is, and I think I gave this advice to somebody recently, and it really resonated with them, but it was homeschooling is about relationship with your children. It's not necessarily about teaching them a certain thing. So you want to make sure that you're building relationship with them while you're teaching. Like, don't make it so that you ruin the relationship because they have to learn this one thing. There's also studies out there that Jonah is working, Ben has kind of laid out some things that Jonah needs to have under his belt before he will teach him how to weld. And so Jonah is working towards that because he wants to learn how to weld. There are studies out there that whether you send your kid to school or whether you homeschool or whether you send them to private school, whatever you do, your kid's gonna have holes, they're gonna have gaps because nobody's perfect. Nobody's gonna learn everything and all this stuff. So you have to just continue to teach them. And so this one study that I came across was that a 14-year-old can learn everything that they teach in elementary school in one day. That's the study. That was the results of the study. So I'm kind of like, we're gonna wait and we're gonna fill in the gaps as they get older. We'll get it taken care of. I'm not too concerned about my children's education. I think that they're gonna be just fine. And they're still young. Jonah's 12, so we're getting into more of thinking about these things and starting to plan more for the high school years. But it's still not going to look like a regular high school. So, yes, my older boys know how to read. That is one thing that we do is we have done that. It's reading. So, obviously that's like
If you could read,
elementary school.
you can teach yourself anything.
For my degree, it was 8 times
you
more
can
expensive
read.
to go to state school instead of trade school.
At what age? I love this. What age do you expose your children to taking a life? Oh, a life of an animal. Great question. As soon as they can be on my
As
back
soon as
or
they
on your
can
chest, out in the earth.
Either. Is it raining?
Before they even comprehend it.
Yeah.
And then it's totally normal. Like people say, how do your kids deal with it? This is life. We're eating this food together, and then we're harvesting this together, and that's all they've ever known. It's just how it is, and it's so normal to them. They don't experience this like what we experience, like this weird difficulty.
Yeah.
They just do it.
My kids have always been around us harvesting animals. They always have. When we harvested our second set of cows, I believe, I was pregnant with Josiah. And so like it's just always been, Jonah can't remember a life before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a part of our life. It's not a big deal. It's just what we do.
Yeah. So, but you might be asking that question from a standpoint of you haven't been doing this since they were on your chest or on your back in an ergo. So that's a
tough.
little trickier. And I would say we don't ever make them be involved.
No.
If they're involved, this is a business for us, so we pay them. If you help, then you get paid. But if you don't, you don't. And a lot of kids go around and play, don't they? They come and they gut a few, they kill a few.
They come in and out as they want. Like we don't force anybody. Now, like Jonah, like we'll ask him, do you want to work and get paid to do this job? And if he says yes, then obviously we're trying to teach him how to work when you're getting paid. So like, we don't force him to do it. If he's like, I want to quit, we're like, okay, well, you're not getting paid. So then he has to weigh those options like, okay, well, I would want to get paid, or it's not worth it and I want to go play. So like he's learning this like job situation thing too. And so like if he wants to quit halfway, that's fine, but then he only gets half his pay. So
and then if the kids are out and about playing and can come in as they like or do certain jobs. Like you didn't kill for a long time. That's fine. Actually, you didn't participate over there a long time.
I don't eviscerate
You
at all.
helped dry them off and put them in the bags for the longest time. But
I've
you
always
didn't do
done
that part, and you
No.
made that clear. But now you've done every single part.
Yeah.
Is that the kids? Guys, we're going to have about
No, it's
13-ish
not.
minutes.
Seems like, it might be the
But
wind.
I
It's,
think
like,
we only have
crazy
one
out there.
more official question, and we're just having fun with you guys for like 12, 13 more minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Someone said Jonah must be rich. He has a lot of money for a 12-year-old, I think.
Yeah, he gets paid good.
But he's learning how to manage his money.
And they wonder how. Yeah.
It's good because he's like, I have this much money,
How do you think
but I want to buy this. And so we're like, okay, well, if you buy that, then that's like half of your money. Or because you said the other day you wanted to buy this thing, which is like double the money that you need. So like you just have to.
Jonah's not a saver.
Well,
Jonah-
he is saving his money right now, but
For what?
well, he wants that go-kart that we've said no to.
He's still on that.
And a tool. If DeWalt comes out with another
how do you think
tool.
Jonah has more tools than me? It's because that's what he buys. I'm so happy. I'm so
Well,
happy
he
it's not
does save
Fortnite or
his
something.
But it's so beautiful because like for a long time it was really hard for me because I was like, I don't
Like,
want
do
him
you really
spending
need a
his money.
grinder?
I don't want him to spend his money on these things. And
Hey, look,
I know,
Lori's a
I
new
don't-
member.
I don't know how that happened.
Oh snap! People are joining the join button in the
Uh-oh.
Okay, if you're thinking you're joining the Do-It-Yourself Abundance by hitting the
Join button.
don't hit the join button.
There's a
But thank you for that. I mean, if
but unjoin if you don't want if that's not what you're wanting to do.
if you're wanting to get in the Do-It-Yourself Abundance,
I just
I've
shared
seen
that
somebody else
link.
do that. So if you're wanting to get the Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area, click on the link in the description not the join button. The join button there is totally different. That's
It's
just
for
like
YouTube.
YouTube's way of letting you guys just support us monthly, and you don't really get anything in return. You give us $5 and we're happy, and you're saying thanks for all the free content on YouTube.
So yes, so
And if you didn't mean to do that, you can cancel that through your YouTube account.
okay, so the thing is about this is that I've had to learn to be like, okay, Jonah is investing in his future. When he's 19, 20 years old, he's going to have all these tools and he's going to know
true.
how to use them.
It's true.
And so that's going to be a great skill that he has. Because at first I was like, I don't want him spending his money on these. He doesn't need to, you know? So it's definitely hard. And as far as the go-kart, it's a safety issue for me. I just really am not ready for that.
And
stage
we
of
don't
life
pay
yet.
them for everything. We actually
No.
they have their chores inside that they, you know,
Because
they're
they're
for
part
the
of
free hots and the
because
cot.
they're part of the family. Nicer way to say it. Because they live here and we all work together as a family on doing things together. So somebody asked how we can still show our kids on YouTube and monetize.
Oh, okay.
And
So
that we made
go
a
ahead.
video about that, and it's basically we are mixed audience, and that there is a clause in the COPPA things guidelines that make it for mixed audience. So that's it. Like it's not. We are not for kids. Like our channel is not made for kids.
It's
It's
kid friendly.
right. Like so, if a parent is watching our video in the room, they can be safe to know that like we're not going to be crude and have bad language and show things that they wouldn't want their kid to see as far as like adult things that are inappropriate for kids. So we are made for adults, but we do make it family friendly so that kids can watch it with their parents if they want to. They don't have to, you know, but when we're talking to adults. We're not talking to children. Okay. Yes, and part-time Permies said something. I was forced to save my money. Funny, like I had told my kids that I was going to start this program with them where they had to save, what was it? Save, give, and then spend. So they were going to have 3 little envelopes, and one was going to be for spending, one was going to be to give away money, and one was going to be that they had to have a savings account or whatever. And Josiah gave me a look like, what? You're not going to tell me what to do with my money? It was really funny. It cracked me
Rebecca
up.
gets her overalls from Patagonia. I get my bibs from Sturdy Brothers. And by the way, this is a good time to plug the member area. If you become a member, you're going to get 25% off Sturdy Brothers. Sturdy Brothers aprons, belts, just got a belt from them, totes, all kinds of waxed canvas, really cool stuff, made in America, made in Georgia. We saw them when we went on the Great American Farm Tour. Guys, we got discounts for you, 10% off. Johnny Seeds, 10% off. McMurray Hatchery, that's a new one. Cornish Cross, guys. Cornish Cross meat chickens. From now until April, 10% off. So order all your Cornish Crosses after you get in the member area and get 10% off. Johnny Seeds, which is where we get our silage, tarps. You can get seeds from there. So True Seeds is where we get a lot of our open pollinated heirloom seeds. Meadow Creatures Broad Forks. Who else we got in there, Rebecca? Coolbot. Oh, the guy we learned how to edit from. Do-it-yourself video guy, 10% off. So, Premier One fencing, guys. A lot of Premier One talk. A lot of people saying, one person saying, can't quite afford it. Well, 10% off might help you. So if you're in the member area at one of the annual levels, you get 10% off. If you're premium, you get these webinars, direct text access to me. If you're others, just the general level and premiums get this too. Videos, guys, hundreds of videos in our library now from people across the country, from me. We've got an intro to permaculture series on how to design your best homestead ever. 12 lessons, guys, all in the member area. And then the Facebook group. If ever I poll my members and say, what are you guys getting from it? Hands down, the most common answer is the community they found in the Facebook group. I know. Some of you don't use Facebook. I don't either. But I love it for the member group. That's all I use it for.
Yeah, I don't get
That's
on
all you use
Facebook
it
at
for
all.
now
I just
anymore.
get on and I look at the thing. Okay, so somebody had some, because there's some confusion in the comments I saw about comments being turned off and COPPAs. So those are two
And this is
totally
our
different
YouTube
rules.
videos.
And so we have, our comments are only by approval only, because that is what we have been advised to do by our YouTube person that answers our questions. And they have said it's best so that you guys can comment on videos. Justin approves comments. That's why there's so little comments, is because he can only approve so many, because he can only spend so much time of his day doing that, and he can't approve all the comments. Now, like on his father's video that was at the end of his father's life, we did not have the approval because we knew that there would be so many comments, so we just let that one go. But for the most part, Justin approves every single comment that comes through, because it's been like that for a really long time. Like back in the spring of 2019, they just shut off our comments. Like, we did not do that. YouTube did that. This person is confused about the membership. Kip Russell.
I answered Kip.
Okay.
And I think we might have said it earlier, but yeah.
Let me go get my homeopathic book. They wanted
Okay.
that.
All right. While she's getting that, I'm going to answer the one final question on here that you got the members submitted beforehand, and that was, in the spirit of pigs for everyone, I'm in Idaho. It'll be my first time with pigs. Should I get pigs now in the winter or wait till the spring? I do have a covered area and mulch. Woo! Pigs for everyone then. Pigs are extremely hardy, fine in the winter. Especially since you have a holding area, you have a covered area, and you have access to mulch. Pigs are so easy, especially in the winter. You could keep them in it all year round. If you have 60 square feet per pig. So 120 square feet for 2 pigs. Guys, don't you remember? I got 2 pigs and raised them from 2 months old to 7 months old to harvest, guys. And even better to do that in the winter. If you got access to mulch, throw it in there every day on top of their manure, you're golden. You're fine. You're going to see that pigs are even easier than chickens in that way. You don't have to let them out in the morning. You don't have to put them up. You just give them some feed. And here's another thing about pigs in the winter. I've noticed it this year. You don't have to worry about them wallowing in the water. I've just been putting them in a little water in a bowl, and because we're likely to get frozen, and I'm afraid the nipple water will get frozen in the big waterer.
Mm-hmm.
I just been feeding it in the pan.
And they've been doing fine.
That's been fine. They don't wallow in it, so they don't make it filthy. And they don't drink that much.
People out there wanting to comment. Yes, there are weirdos out there. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my books real quick. I was just reading something.
Somebody said there are weird people wanting to make comments.
There's creepy people out there wanting. Thank you for taking time to approve. Okay, so this is my homeopathic remedy book. This was recommended to me. It's great. I've loved it. Do you actually see it correctly? Okay, good, you do. Because of this one. So this is an herbal book. This book. Don't get any of the other books. Don't be swayed and say, oh, there's this book too. This is the most comprehensive book that he has out there. And Stephen Buhner, this guy, he is the guy who wrote Healing Lyme Naturally. I've read all his Lyme books as well. This is another one, Be Your Own Doctor. This is just like home remedies. Obviously, like, she still recommends people going to the doctor if they need it. It's not like treat everything at home at all costs. And then I got this one. This is her Be Your Child's Pediatrician. You don't really need it. I kind of wish I hadn't bought it because it's basically the Be Your Own Doctor and a couple extra things. So maybe you might want to just get the pediatrician book or get both, but I have them both, so I'll use them. So Hashimoto's update, I am still just working with my doctor on medicine and figuring out the best medicine for me, and I've had some fluctuating hormones recently, and so I think that has thrown my thyroid off, and my gut is healing, so that's a huge.
Hey, Rebecca, they're asking for you to hold up the books again, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add it to the show notes, guys. I'm gonna add it right now. Rebecca, you want to type it in, or do you want me to type it in while you talk to folks?
Yeah, I'll type it in, because people are asking, do you have a breakdown? You should make lists.
Okay, I'm making her book
I'm gonna
list
put it
right
in
now.
I'm gonna put it in the description.
Well, there's a link to the show notes in the description, and she's updating it right now. A bunch of you are in there. There's like a dozen of you have found the show notes. So this is fun. Over 500 people in our living room right now. You guys are awful quiet. This was an exciting show. Thank you guys for coming out. I wish we could have gotten to every single body in the live chat.
Which, by the way, this book is pricey. It's expensive, but it's really good, comprehensive book. It has so much in there. So I highly recommend it. It's worth the money. I don't think you can get it on Amazon. I think you have to.
What we did do tonight, guys, is every Sunday morning. Well, it's
$19.
Every first and third Sunday, we have a webinar at 7 p.m. Eastern. And in the summer, we might move it back to 8. We'll see. And so that Sunday morning, my assistant Heather sends out a form, and you guys submit the questions, and those questions are guaranteed answers. If we're like we can't answer all the questions, we're not going to take on any more members. Well, we haven't got to that point. We answered all these questions, guys, and a lot of your live chats. Normally, up to 50 people maybe at the premium webinar, and we're able to answer everybody's questions. If people can't get me that way and they're a premium member, they text me. So I want you guys to consider getting in on the Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area, so you can come join us every 2 weeks on this, and you can get access to a library of hundreds of instructional videos. You can get our Facebook group. You can get company discounts. And there's more. There's like an online directory. There's a constantly updated resources. And yeah, Cindy's saying, yes, it's much easier to keep up with the chat as a premium member. Yes, it's much more laid back. We get to everybody's question, including the live chat. It's not like it's flying by and we can't help people. So
Jill, they're just links. I just left the links to everything, so you might want to just go back and click all those links, because she said she already printed the notes, but she'll print them again. So
we don't have an Amazon storefront, but we do have a kit.co. So we have an online kit listing all our stuff, because not all the stuff we buy is from Amazon. So that's what's cool about Kit. So go to kit.co. and type in Justin Rose.
The GAPS books are on the kit.com.
Did you link that in the show notes? Why don't you link our kit?
I will link that in the show notes.
Because you can go to our kit, guys, and you can get our filming stuff,
well, hold on
our gardening stuff, our winter gardening stuff, our pig stuff, sheep stuff. It's all categorized. Rebecca's, you should update that too if you didn't include all those books.
I'm going to.
Our books. Our bathtub books, like our laid-back, fun-to-read books.
We need to
kid
update
stuff that desperately needs updated. Smile big. What'd you do there?
I don't know.
I
guess he took a picture of us.
We listened to you. Okay, anyway, 10% off on the Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area right now, guys, till Monday night. Like, I don't have time to offer that to the YouTube channel. It's just for you guys. Got in here. It's something special. It's just an early bird discount. It's what the last members paid. So don't worry, any of you current members, we're not jipping you. It's what you guys paid. We just had to raise the price because we've added so much content. So I'm giving these guys 10%. I'm letting them have the spring. Was it spring or no? Fall. I'm letting them have the fall pricing. So guys, get in there, 10% off till Monday, and then the cart's only open till Wednesday, guys. So you gotta think about this. Get in before Wednesday. I hope to see you on the other side.
Somebody wanted to know if you treat your Lyme disease, and we are currently kind of in between treatments. We are about to embark on another treatment. We think I just need to it's a scan, it's a body scan. We haven't done it yet. So, okay, Marilyn, I'm going to drop them into the into here. So we haven't started this other protocol, but we're going to. But he's doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. We just want to mop up a couple last things that that need to be mopped up. Do we have a natural animal care book? Yes. In the kit, look up. There's homeopathy for the herd is one that's in there. That is. Then I think there's some other ones that I have that I probably should add in there. Okay, then somebody wanted to know if I had any trouble with fertility with my Hashimoto's, and no, I did not. All of our children, I guess I should say, for Jonah, it did take us 18 months to get pregnant with him, so I guess some people would say that that is a fertility issue. I was also working a really stressful job at a group home, and I actually think that that's why I didn't get pregnant. I don't think it had anything to do with the Hashimoto's. I think it was the stress. But all of our children were planned, and I got pregnant pretty easily once I got out of that really stressful situation.
Yeah.
But we did try when I was in that stressful situation, but I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Someone asked if the 12 days of Christmas videos are in the member area. Yes, absolutely. The members even got those earlier, and they will always be in the member area. The 12 days of Christmas won't always be up necessarily.
Somebody want to know, can you upgrade to premium later from basic?
Yep.
Okay.
You can certainly upgrade to premium. I think all you have to do to upgrade to premium is click on the premium tab in the member area. If not, Eric, you keep having a smile. Get your screenshot. What are you doing?
Somebody want to know, favorite crop to grow? Tomatoes, hands down. Tomatoes,
onions.
Cucumbers, onions. Those are my favorite because I can make a cucumber salad. Oh, dill. Dill and cucumbers. Then I can make...
That's all you need.
Pickles.
Tomatoes
and if I had dill
cucumbers.
And green beans, I can make me some dilly beans. Justin's eye is completely healed. He's totally done. Why are the discounts not available with
Susie,
yearly options?
that's good. So somebody's asking about our member area. Why are the company discounts only available to annual members? Here's why. We had to be fair to the companies. They're being very generous to offer us those discounts, and they wanted to protect that and be fair to their customers.
No,
so if
it wasn't
somebody
that.
signed up for just a standard, say, membership at $13 a month, and then they got all these discounts.
Why are the discounts not available with the yearly options?
They are.
Okay.
So I'm gonna finish that answer just in case anybody's wanting that. That's why you have to sign up for annual, because the annuals are higher in price, so it's more equal to the value you're getting from the 10% off. Does that make sense? So, so someone not in the member area isn't going to feel ripped off by this company for having to pay full price. So really, we're all going above and beyond here to just be upright and right by all the people in and outside the member area. Our kids are with grandma. We should probably text them.
Which she was probably texting me.
She's texting.
No, she was just saying, because she said she was giving him a bath. Basically, my mom thinks that my children don't bathe, so she always...
She don't count the polar plunges?
She bathes
She don't count the
them
daily polar plunges
pretty
as
much
their
every
bathe?
time. Hamburger is the new calf's name. Let's see. I'm trying to go back. What are some things you do to help you recharge your batteries?
We
like
get
to take
8
a
hours
bath.
of sleep. We sauna. We polar plunge. That's been giving me a lot of energy.
Yeah, Justin, I can see a change in Justin.
So you don't have a creek. You could take a cold shower.
Yeah, or get a tub, fill it with ice, getting that.
Yeah, we're going
That'd
to have
be
to do
real
that this
cool.
summer. We're going to get an ice machine.
I think, well,
Because we
okay.
need ice for our Cornish cross
So this is it.
butcherings.
We're going to get an ice machine for chicken butcherings. Really. That's why
But we're
going to
use it mostly
machine.
for ice baths.
But we're going to use it for ice baths so Justin can add water.
This is my new thing.
Add
babe.
ice to his water. I need to pull up printer. It's so cold. Okay.
It was 19 degrees this morning.
In today's vlog, Justin talks about why it's so good for you, and it has made me be like, I really need to do it.
Well, and what we filmed today, it will go out tomorrow.
Yes.
And it was 19 degrees today, guys. There was snow on the
There was
ground.
snow
I
on
can't
the
wait till
ground.
it's even colder.
Yes, enough ice for our pig butchering. Although we
Yes.
don't need ice because we have a cool room now. So, but
Yes,
yeah, I mean,
Cindy.
you do need ice, but not to the extent that we needed it when you guys were here butchering with us.
We're going to get that ice machine and be like, how we do without an ice machine? Because we want our water ice.
How did I tolerate it? I just am like, it's so funny. So I got the booties. I got the wetsuit booties, which work superb.
She got wetsuit booties.
But now my knees get really, really cold.
You could be wearing knee
I know.
braces.
I think I just
Come on.
need to do, I just want to do, like a whole wetsuit. And then I could jump in the lake. Justin jumped in the lake on Saturday. And we won't forget to clean our ice machine regularly. I'm actually considering getting an ice machine company.
Cheryl says ice machines are great. What do you mean getting an ice
Like
machine
you
company?
rent the ice machine, like a really nice ice machine,
Oh.
and then they come out and they like clean it
Do
and
that.
service
Yes.
it,
I
and
don't,
then we don't
look,
have to like
I want to
deal
make
with it.
videos in Homestead. I don't want to clean out an ice machine.
Amy, all you gotta do is just look up Win Hoffman or Ice Hoffman or
Iceman
whatever.
Hoff.
Iceman Hoff, okay? Look up what he does. He like breaks the ice, gets in the pond. It's crazy. It's
90-minute
nuts.
ice bath.
He takes a 90-minute ice bath.
So that's like 36 degrees, right?
Okay,
Or
y'all.
33,
Like,
32?
that's crazy.
How cold is that water?
I'm like in there for 10 seconds and I'm like, I'm done. So our farmer
Oh, Rebecca, they want his name again.
owns
Amy.
Iceman Hoff. Let me get a link here. So he,
That is nuts. So yeah, I plunged in the creek today. It was 19 degrees. Felt like 19 degrees, and it felt so good. I sat in it for a minute, and it felt so good. This was the first time it's happened in like 2 weeks. I've been doing this. When I came inside to get my hot shower, I felt myself longing for the cold shower. So I took a cold shower. After dipping in the creek at 19 degrees, I wanted a cold shower. And then I turned the heat on and enjoyed the hot shower.
but this is it.
I don't know.
Okay, so
Just
Justin
do it for 2
was,
weeks. It happened.
he was reading in this book. He was
It's
reading
the
in
breathing.
this book.
It's the breathing it makes you do.
It makes
know how
you
jump
have
in
like a lot
something
of oxygen.
and you're like, or you scream. That's like putting air on a fire, and so you're heating up inside. So Iceman Hoff is sitting in an ice bath for 90 minutes, and he raised his body temperature in the process. So,
yeah,
it just
Dakota.
feels good.
Dakota, I will
and
admit,
energize
like
you for the rest of the day.
Western North Carolina winters are way different than
Oh,
Minnesota. He
yeah.
says you have not polar plunged till you do it in Minnesota.
Yeah,
in
but
the
isn't
winter.
Iceman Hoff from? He's not from here. He's from Denmark or somewhere crazy.
But see, this is it. So what the guy was saying in the book today, Running with Sherman.
Yeah, you can do a cold shower.
He was saying that because we live such warm lives, like our life is so like temperature controlled and all of these things, then we aren't being exposed to cold like when like all the other people who lived and froze their butts off all winter long, right? And so what he's saying is that it's like good. It's good. It builds up our immune system. So, I mean, sure, it's not. We're not in Minnesota, but it is cold. Like it's not comfortable. But I have started taking cold showers, and like after a hot bath, I'll get in the shower and like let the cold water come on me, and it's really good for you, and it actually feels really good. Yes, Justin is. I am trying to plunge longer. I am. Oh, sorry. I'm a she, not a he. Sorry, Dakota. She did it accidentally. Anyways, I think it's great. Wim Hof is in Poland.
Say, come on, don't give me this. It's not cold in North Carolina.
Well, it is cold in Poland. When we lived, we would
Yeah, I
sleep
know
at
it
night
is.
with the windows open.
Oh, and that's, I don't know why I didn't bring this up about the cold.
Interesting.
Remember, going back to the cold garden thing, the winter harvest garden, I learned those techniques from Elliot Coleman, who's in Maine, Zone 4. So it's, you know, I've gotten it before. Like, you're in North Carolina, of course you're going to have greens all winter. Nope. I mean, Elliot Coleman has done it in Maine, Zone 4. It's not about that. It's about cold, hardy veggies grown to maturity before loss of light and then covered, simply covered to be protected through the winter.
Okay, we don't drink alcohol. Justin's eye is totally fine. Polar plunging is actually not dangerous. And
Well, we're not doctors.
but I'm not a doctor. Yeah, like you should probably talk to your doctor if you're concerned about it. Don't take my word for it and go
Yes,
jump in
do
the
not.
creek.
Look into this for yourself.
Somebody wanted to recommend some material to read on keeping cows on a small acreage.
All
I
right.
mean, do you have anything?
We're gonna let's do this one more question and then we'll wrap it up because we're gonna have to go get our kids.
This lady says, you haven't lived with
So-
my husband. He doesn't like to pay Duke for power.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us and the premium members. It was fun to be you guys. Hey, yeah, look, Part-Time Permies. If you want an after party, totally free on YouTube, go to Part-Time Permies. She's helped us tonight. That's Cindy and Mike. Oh my gosh, they're a wealth of information. If you want a second party, after party, go to Part-Time Permies on YouTube, and they're going live in 15 minutes, 9 p.m. So we've
Yeah.
almost been on here 2 hours. So
Wow.
that's how much we love you guys, and we'll do that with you
Yeah,
every 2 weeks.
We need to go to bed.
So
I need
we're
to
gonna
get
go.
my-
You talk about health. Well,
I'm
we've all
telling
got to
you
get our
from
8
now.
hours of sleep. So the kids are coming down. Hopefully they're good and tired with their blue blocker light glasses on. We're gonna go get our blue blockers on, Becky. Let's do our Amish hour. All right, guys. We love
Bye,
you.
guys.
We thank you
I'm sorry
so much
that I
for
couldn't
coming.
help that person with the small acreage.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't get to every single chat question, but I promise you, as premium members, we've been able to, and we look forward to having you guys there. You guys get in because we're gonna have to shut it down. I'm gonna talk with Heather probably tomorrow and figure out how many more we can take. So get in there while you can. We love you guys.
You guys
We
are
hope you have
welcome.
a
Thank you
great
for
night.
coming. We had so many
See
people.
you
It was
in
amazing.
tomorrow's vlog.